Well, it's been a tough month for the hens this July. We've lost 4 hens this month. Goldie early on to what I assume was heat stroke. And then we lost one of the big nuggets, one of my Cornish crossbirds, to a raccoon. And then we lost 2 more hens to the most recent heat wave. We lost one of the reds, and we lost the other Cornish cross runt. So both of my experimental Cornish crossbirds are gone, unfortunately. It's not an experiment I'd like to repeat. It was just an experiment of convenience to see if I could raise them as egg layers, and it worked up to the point where they were killed. The one that got killed by a raccoon was killed because the Cornish crossbirds don't sleep in the rafters like the rest of the hens do. They actually nested on the ground for whatever reason. Maybe it's just what they were used to, because all the Cornish crossbirds nest on the ground in the mobile chicken coop where we raised them all. So maybe it's just what they got used to. But when the raccoon dug in under the fence, she was the first one that he got. The other 2 both died in this most recent heat wave, where it was routinely, 105, 107. It was over 100 degrees outside every day. And I have since then run power to the chicken coop. It did not have power. Originally, I've run power out there, and I put a fan in. So we're down to 9 birds, and we're just learning as we go. Got chicken wire. What's up, handsome boy? I'm using a mixture of leftover chicken wire from the fence and leftover mesh from sifting soil. Looks a little haphazard right now, but eventually I will cover all of this with a really dark bug screen. This mesh is all just going to be sort of a structural underlayment for the bug screen, to make sure that raccoons and larger animals can't just rip right through the bug screen. It'll be invisible, but even if it's not, I mean, this is kind of like, I don't know, it's my style. It's all scrappy and mixed. That's how I like to build. Shut up. We get more cherry tomatoes and just generally tomatoes out of our garden than we can process. A lot of them go to the chickens or to my grandma. But one of my favorite things to do with tomatoes is to dehydrate them. I just make little slices, very, very thin, and they make a chewy, little crunchy, delicious snack. Honestly, the best. Especially if you don't know what else to do with your tomatoes. I guess you could always can them, but drying them is also really good, and they'll last a long time. As you guys know, I've been showing you the progress of the bazaar wall for quite a while. This started out as a simple screen-in project, but as with everything, I allow myself to just sort of build improvisationally. Sometimes it can get away from you. So this thing, not to say that I'm unhappy. I love where this is gone. The whole thing is screened in. I'll get close enough to show you. I don't know if you can see, but there's both chicken wire and bug screen all the way to the top, all the way around. But I got carried away on this decorative framing with the 2x2s and the trim wood. So that's just still happening, and I'm going to allow it to continue happening. But for the most part, this thing is now doing what I wanted it to do. It's got a lockable door. It keeps the bugs out, keeps the raccoons out, keeps other people out, the goblins who are here to steal my beans. And the brick floor still has a little bit to go. I brought in all that stuff right there. And then you'll see sort of a different color of brick stretching around. It'll all be dirt colored eventually, but I still have a little bit over there to fill in. But priorities, they evolve. And right now, my priority is in the house, and actually also in Tulsa. I'm getting ready to sell my old Airbnb in Tulsa, and I've got to travel there this week. and do some work on that. Add a closet door to one of the bedrooms, or add an entire closet to a bedroom. Yeah, I'll show you that too. But I wanted to give you an update since I haven't. Well, I mean, it feels instant to you because I think this video will start with me working on the bazaar, but it's actually been quite some time in real life. So I want to show this to you in its current state because you may not see me working on it again for a while until I get some free time. Because it's, like I said, it's functioning now. So anything else I do to it will just be aesthetic work in my free time. And that may never end. I mean, that's the way it was with the Airbnb in Tulsa when I lived there. I just never stopped working on it. Some of this looks messy right now, but this wood is actually mirroring beams on the other side, and I'm using it to sandwich the wall against this metal rafter without drilling holes in the metal rafter. But it's also going to work as sort of an underlayment for some paneling that I'm going to put on the entire rafter to kind of shroud it. But yeah, there it is. I like it. Here we are back in my old casa in Tulsa. It's empty, but I brought enough. Got a cot, some pillows and blankets, padding, and a desk. That's all you really need. Here's the gorgeous back room / third bedroom, which I can't call a bedroom. It's an auxiliary room until I finish the closet. So as you can see, this was just a long enclosed back porch. I'm sure you've seen these videos if you've followed my channel for a while. Back when I was remodeling the house for Airbnb, I added this second bathroom. It's a half bath. Totally just framed out. Check that floor out. If you don't know, this house is gonna be for sale. It's for sale now. If you'd like this house filled with years of my artwork, then come buy it from me. But over here, this auxiliary room needs a closet. So I'm just gonna frame out this corner. It'll be 3 foot by 3 foot by 4 feet triangle right here in this corner with a little 2 foot wide door. And that's enough to qualify as a closet and enough to call this a bedroom. Now I got a proper apartment. Hey, Steve Wallace, I'm camping in my house. And here are my closet building supplies. So many possibilities. But no, you're gonna be a closet.
Ah, that's what we're fighting a bit.
It's not square, is it?
Well, it is. What we really didn't account for in the length of this board was this trim that's already here.
Oh.
So we are that much off, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna be anchoring it up
Right.
anyway. And we can still, how far does this glass go up?
And I've still got trim to go on the outside of this.
Sure. How far does this glass go up?
Probably about a half inch to an inch above that trim.
Okay, so we could still easily toenail through here, and that wouldn't be a problem.
I promise I do stuff too, but I'm the only one that films, so it looks like I don't do anything. Here's the closet so far. Oh God, what are we doing? What are we doing?
No, I don't think we should let people actually
This is an MC Escher closet. What you know about building with scraps?
Go in.
Yeah, go in. Now come out in a Superman costume. That's about how much space you've got in there.
That's as super as I get.
Close that door, let me get a good look at it. We still haven't put trim up, and I'm still gonna paint. But
that is definitely a closet.
yeah, corner closet, go. Well, it's done. I just put a mahogany flame stain on it. And I gotta be honest, I think I preferred the pale blonde color of the unfinished wood. But you can't unstain it now. So it's either this, a different stain, or I paint it. Certainly not gonna sand it. I may just paint the trim. I think that the plywood scraps actually picked up that stain really well. I don't dig how the trim picked it up, so I may just paint the trim sort of a white to match the rest of the trim in the room. See how that looks. I don't know, it's probably fine. So I pulled all the quote plates off the fronts of the shelves and sanded them, and then decided to paint them gray to match the wall. And I think it looks pretty good. Yup, I went ahead and painted the trim on the closet gray, which was a suggestion from my friend Jennifer. Thank you, Jen. That was the right decision. It's just Rust-Oleum smoke gray enamel. Look how it makes that red stain pop. I love it. This is finally done. It's done. I can let go of it now. Looks good. The corner closet. I have to take this opportunity to say goodbye to the garage shed, one of my other favorite projects here at Keen Lair. This used to just be a little platform at the end of the driveway. Yes, I know. I'm gonna have to deal with the greenery tomorrow or later tonight. It's the last thing I have to do here in town. But anyway, this not quite square structure here was my attempt to enclose this odd little platform at the back end of my driveway and make a shed out of it, like a front yard garage shed. And it's entirely built once again with scrap, with the help of my older brother Jake and his wife Tamra and his daughter, my niece Olivia. I love using scrap, and I love discovering ways to build with scrap because it's a fun way to build for free so that you don't feel so obligated for the final product to come out perfect. You can let it sort of grow organically. That's a solar powered light, by the way. And then once I get in here, I have an electrical light. I haven't shown this place in quite some time, but yeah, we essentially built the outside of the walls first with pieces of an old bunk bed frame and some leftover plywood from the bus. And then over the years, over the last 2 or 3, I have slowly covered the walls with all different sizes and thicknesses of cutoffs. And they're solid as hell. I mean, I'd kick them, but it's just pointless at this point. Everything I build is solid. Drive a truck into it. Don't, please. But yeah, this is all just scrap. I love it. So goodbye, garage shed. Thank you for your service. Leaving the cool Purolator cabinet too. Hope somebody gets some use out of that. I had a first aid kit. It's another first aid kit box. No idea what this one was. I used to keep lubricants in here. Oh, it's another first aid one. I just get these at junk stores and garage sales and all kinds of places. And then my milk crate wall shelves, I love that. And the Lowe's brand bits and bobs drawers, leaving those. Some old fruit boxes that I built into the wall for shelves. And then just random wall shelving. I mean, it's amazing considering how small this space is, how much utility and storage I got out of it. Workshop Outpost trousers. I'll see you again in my dreams.